10,000 Hours by Dan and Shay and Justin Bieber, which was released
What is this woman talking about? Alexa, off. Okay. Good gracious alive. I think these things have a life of their own. I just start talking in my house and Alexa starts talking to me. The other day, I actually had my phone in my pocket and was talking. I was talking to a neighbor or something, across the fence. And it picked up what I was saying and started getting in the conversation. I'm like, Siri, really? Really? They are listening to everything, y'all. Hey, everybody, good morning. Good Sunday morning to you. I actually had Kirk Franklin singing to start off with, that Lovely Day song, which I think is so great. I tell you, music really jazzes you, and some good spiritual music with some faith attached. You can't beat it. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Kit, Mocha. Hey, Band. Boy, these are some strange names when you look at them on IG. I tell you what. Mason, Jacobs, Fear by Fournier. Well, Fine Art by Fournier. I know who that is. Murray, your work is so good. Y'all, you know something? I'm always talking about reinvention. Hey, Roland William. Hey, Cherie. I'm always talking about reinvention. I'm doing this whole big thing, Rolonda's Reinvention Retreat. And it's just a bunch of free webinars where we sit around, like people like-minded who are looking to change up their whole program. Now, I have reinvented myself 50 million times. And, I think it's the greatest thing in the world to do. And this time last year, we were talking about it. Hey, Cece, come on in. Charlie. Hey, Charlie. Looking good. Thank you, Charlie. We've got some exciting news to talk about, Charlie. Anyway, talking about reinvention. Murray used to be a masseur, one of the best in the world, hands by God. Well, those hands turned into a fine artist. She's one of the best artists I've seen. I mean, talk about change your life. Murray, I'm so proud of you. Robbie. Hey, Robbie. Hey, Frozen King. Hey, Michael Strand. Hey, Michael. Nice to see you here. Y'all let your friends know. I mean, blast it out and tell some friends to come and join us because I've got a great guest for you today. I just figured we might need to relieve a little stress today. And you're welcome, Maria. I love you. I love you. Your work is so good. Hey, Rochelle, how you doing? I thought it might be great to relieve a little stress today. It's, it's getting to a point where, maybe the nuance of this whole coronavirus lockdown is like wearing out for some of us. This is the way some of us work all the time from home. So it's not really unusual, but I tell you, as one of those people, I'm kind of used to the solitude as a writer and a podcaster, and a lot of my stuff is really isolated. But I tell you, I miss people at the end of the day. All of my life was around, hey, where you at? Where you at? And then we'd go meet for dinner, drinks. I mean, that was part of my life. That was my life. But we can socialize in different ways. Rochelle, I'm glad you're doing well. Hey, brother Raz, I'm glad you're here. So listen, I have some very exciting news for you guys. I've got a wonderful guest coming on. You may have heard of him. His name is George Wilburn, and he is actually known in the comedy world as the stress reliever. So I figured if we needed a little stress relieving today, there's nothing better to do it than some good comedy. And, comedy it's an interesting time right now because, I was listening to Dion Cole and, Kevin Hart, some of the big guys who were talking about how, the coronavirus lockdown is really affecting the business. Because if you think about it, those comedy clubs are really tight knit. And I know when I'm standing on the front row, you can spit on somebody right there sitting there. So they're really concerned about that. And a lot of the concerts, the tours, even Dion's theater show had been canceled. A lot of the projects that they were doing with the networks canceled. So it's not a laughing matter, really. But, it's times like this where this is really where you turn to entertainers. And so the comedy world is regrouping and trying to get through it all. And we have decided that we've got a big announcement that we're about to make. And I just asked, I said, come on, stress reliever, come on the show. George Wilburn, you probably have seen just about everywhere. The stress reliever is a Chicago native, so you know how cool he is already. He has worked with the likes of Jamie Foxx and Bernie Mac and Steve Harvey. You might have caught him in Chirac on Spike Lee's movie. And in radio, you probably heard his beautiful voice. You might have heard him on Michael Baisden or with Doug Banks, or recently with Rick and Sasha on the Radio Insight. And let me get him in here. I think he is here. Let's see you. Let's get you in here. Go live. Stress reliever. Okay. Let's see. All right. Waiting for stress reliever. All right. He's coming in because we're going to make an announcement. And y'all, while we're waiting, go and let your friends know what we're doing over here, because we're going to have some fun. And, we're not going to be on long today, but enough to let your friends know to come on in. By the way, I'm about to start my day with a good juice. I have been tearing this cold press juice up. It's from the Press Juicery. I'm sure you've seen this place. Any kind of cold juice is great for you. It beats all the wine I was drinking the first weekend. Okay, it's apple and lemon, ginger and beet. Good stuff. So I'm going to be sipping on this while we're talking. Hey, stress reliever, where are you? Where are you? Okay, he's going to be coming in here. This is all so exciting. These live shots just blow me away. I come from news and talk shows, and I can remember, Lord, it took us 2 hours. Hey, protection for the stars. Hey, Ronaldo. It would take us 2 hours to set up for a live shot. You'd have to pick a place where you could get a signal, bring a big truck up there in the news. Remember this? Get the antenna up on that big truck. Then you had to wait 2 hours till the control room got the signals together. It was just ridiculous. I mean, it took a lot of time. Now, just push your button, you go live. Stress reliever is coming in, but until he gets here, I'm going to tell you what the secret is. So, I've been doing stand-up comedy. Here he is. Okay, here he is. Let's come on. Let's get you in. Go live with stress reliever. All right. Says waiting for stress reliever. He's connecting. Woo! Thank God you're connected.
What up, baby? How you doing?
Look at you all safe. Hey, baby. Listen, I'm glad you connected. Did you hear about that? That I'm so sorry. It was a disaster. Poor baby face last night. And the baby face.
What happened?
Y'all help me out. Who was that last night? Teddy Riley and Babyface were set off to do this big run. It didn't go well. It was a little. People.
Why not?
Regina, you were there. I know, Russ. It was bad. It was just bad. But we love them still.
What happened?
God. Well, Teddy came in with a band of 100,000 people, and he was going to do a whole performance on an iPad. Did you steal that from your wife? Oh, Charlie Stetler's asking you that. Your mask. Well,
hey, look, I don't trust nobody in this house, Rolonda. Tell Charlie I don't trust nobody.
I don't either.
Here we go, right here, baby. Now, I feel so much better doing the interview like.
Well, then let's do it
I
this
don't know how
way.
this stuff spread.
Listen, the only reason I'm in my bandana, I can tell you this because you're my friend. I couldn't find my wig. I don't know what happened to it. How do you misplace a wig? I was going to look cute.
How you lose your wig, Rolonda?
How do you lose your wig? Because you don't put things in a normal place because you ain't going nowhere.
Girl, that's in the laundry room. You ain't checked in the laundry.
I must have thrown it in a drawer or something. I couldn't find it anywhere. I'm like, I got to do the bandana chronicle.
You better hope you ain't walking around that night with the lights off and find it and think it's something.
Listen, and dating life is so bad. I have to pretend.
Oh,
I want to thank my homegirl Thelma, who sent this to me from North Carolina. How you doing, man? It's so good to see you.
Oh, it's so good to see you. Fantastic. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in so long, but thank God that you're looking good. You're sounding good. You look well. And I'm hoping all of the people that's online, and looking at you and your fans that they're doing well and being safe and staying inside. It's been crazy. This quarantine is obviously what we need. Nobody saw this coming, but we have to stay sheltered in. That's what I've been doing with my family here, and it's been a good thing.
Yeah, what do you guys do for fun? Are you playing games and doing TikTok and all of that
Yes,
stuff?
we doing a lot of games. We play a lot of games here in my house. I've been doing comedy a long time, so we play the quiet game. I try the quiet game with my significant other. You remember the quiet game? And your mom was like, "Who could be quiet at the long?" And then the person, everybody win at this game too. No, no, because everybody, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet. We do that, and we do hide and go get it. Stuff like that. Keep it fresh. It's the equivalent of hide and go seek. But if you're really mad at somebody, you might be hiding for a while. But we play strip uno. We keep on saying.
That's good. Well, that's good. You're giving people
naked
inspiration.
twister. We do naked twister.
Naked twister. Oh, you do that up in Mom and
Naked
Dad's
twister.
room.
That's a fun one. That's only when my son go to sleep. That's only when Mason go to sleep though.
I was about to say some family activities stop here.
Yeah.
Well, that's
yeah.
better. I talked to a friend of mine who was out in his car talking to me because he said his family was driving him so crazy. He was like, "Oh, bro." But listen, let's talk about first of all, long before I was even dabbling in stand-up comedy, I was a big fan of this man here, Mr. Wilburn, the stress reliever, because we have worked together before. We worked on a pilot for a sitcom a gazillion years ago.
We did.
Skip to today, we were working on a project that, well, there goes the virus again. I mean, we lost gigs because of that. Let's be honest.
You mean the Black
Yeah, with the coronavirus. Yeah, well, we're talking about two different things. But I was talking about how today coronavirus affected.
Well, the coronavirus has changed. It's affected everyone. Yeah, it's affected everyone. But us as comedians, all of the tragedies that happened in the past, I've been a part of 9/11, or even when it's been devastating to the country, comedians have been on the front line of helping people forget about that or overcome that or get back to a sense of normalcy. Well, this time it's different because it's affected everyone, and it's taken the people out of the equation. And for us as comedians, that's where we're the most effective, is when we're helping healing people and helping people laugh. And that in parts of the quarantine and parts of this disease is taking that totally out of the picture. So it's taking money off the books, obviously, for many people. But comedians, most of them don't have medical insurance. They don't have health plans and stuff like that. So the money that's come down, months and months of books, booked gigs that are now off the table has been devastating to a lot of comedians. I talked to a lot of friends over the last few weeks, and a lot of comedians are hurting pretty bad right now, like everyone is.
Right. You were talking to Dion, I think, on your radio show, and he was saying he had two projects at two of the networks.
Yes.
He had a whole show that was going, he's so
Absolutely.
great on Netflix. All of us, and we had a show going, but here's the thing: what I love about this, something you tapped on in terms of, I think as people in the public, we feel a certain responsibility to the people that we care about and who care about us.
Of course.
To say be safe, to say keep uplifted. I've seen comedians using this whole new medium to get out their whole thing. I mean, I think we all have to, as I say, reinvent ourselves and regroup. But tomorrow we were going to do this big show because it's 420.
Yes.
No cannabis.
Yeah.
We're celebrating weed tomorrow,
Absolutely.
Y'all. Don't forget.
Listen, y'all celebrating weed. Y'all celebrating weed. I'm celebrating reefer. All right, I smoke reefer. I don't know about all these young people around there. I smoke reefer. All right, 420 is about it's about me smoking reefer. Your cannabis The event is going to be off the chain, and the DJ Scribble will be live on his Facebook page. I think it starts at 4:20. We donating $4.20 to the CDC Emergency Response Fund, and they're going to match that. But I'm talking about reefer. I don't like none of the loud. Well, all the young people, I want some loud. I need the loud. I don't want no loud. I'm too up. My house loud. My woman loud. My kids loud. Pets loud. I don't want no damn loud, bro. I want some quiet ass reefer. Just smoke and be quiet. Just you hear that? No, you don't hear that because you just smoke some reefer. You don't want no loud. I don't want all these names. I got the bubonic ponic. I got that head crack. I got that buffalo buff. I don't want none of that. I want reefer. This one guy told me I got that baby mama kush. You take 2 hits, you forget about your baby mama for 4 days. I smoked that. I bought 4 ounces of that. I bought a pound of that.
That's the quiet reefer.
That's some quiet. I just want some reefer, quiet. The kind of reefer that make you stand at a stop sign while you driving and just wait for it to turn green. Just quiet. Ain't bothering nobody, ain't hurting nobody.
See, you remember those days back when you understood what a album was for, an album cover was for.
Absolutely.
Or shoebox top.
What? Shoebox on the album cover? And look, this is what ain't no grinder. I don't use no weed grinder, no cruncher, no chopper. I don't put it in the weed processor. I crumble it up like that here on an album cover. And then you do that, then you smell your finger, then you crumble it up again.
And you roll it up.
And you roll the seeds out. You get your car and you roll the seeds, and all the seeds just roll down. You do it like that. You scoop it up, and the seeds roll down like that.
Seeds roll down.
And we ain't use blunts.
Fun out of it.
They took the fun up. We ain't using no blunts. Taking no cigar and split it down the middle and gutting it like a fish, and then taking my fine good cigars. All that. I ain't smoking it in no bong. I ain't put it in no boiling water. White people always want you to put on a reefer mask and all. I'm not doing none of that. You understand me? I'm just going to roll some record on, put some tops, T-O-Ps, you understand? And crumble it up in there, and you roll like that, and lick it, and then you fire that motherfucker up, and that's that.
That's reefer.
That's reefer. I ain't passing it to you. Ain't gonna be no coronavirus getting passed because this is mine. You roll your own damn joint. You don't be doing all that. Ain't got to worry about puff pass. You roll your own. Grown reefer smoke.
Brother Raz says that's the kind where you stand at a stop sign and wait for it to turn green.
He know what I'm talking about. He know what I'm talking about.
Oh my God. But you know those were the days back when everybody knew Leroy. You know, Leroy was the guy on the corner that you called to get your baseball tickets. You know, or he was the guy who was under every palm tree at every resort. You know, what happened to Leroy?
Hey, what's happening? What you doing? What you doing? Hey, what you doing? Hey, how you doing?
Now we got Becky with the good hair. Can we help you with sativa hybrid?
Now your credit score got to be good just to buy some weed.
Right.
That's ridiculous. You know what? You know
we didn't give Leroy our license.
Right. I got a better chance of getting approved of a loan than I do going to buy a bag of reefer. No, I'm not going through this.
I say where? Oh, wait a minute. Breaking news. I know where Leroy is. He's in jail.
Where?
Doing exactly what Becky's doing. Free
Absolutely.
Leroy.
Well, you know what? That's the unfortunate part, and that's part of what's going to have to get fixed and have to be addressed. You know, is that you have all of these people who have spent years and years and some of the better parts of their years in jail for something that you now say is okay. And not only is it okay that you're going to capitalize off and make money off, and you've destroyed all of these families, you've taken all of these lives and you changed all of these lives forever. And now it's okay. Oh, now that I found out that, you know what, it's so that's just not okay. It needs to be addressed, you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we're standing behind that. I think that people, there are a lot of folks who are standing up saying, you know, those minor crimes.
Absolutely.
And now it's legal. And listen, and in the industry, how many brown people are actually in the industry, which really kind of feels like we started there.
The vast majority of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Hey,
vast
somebody, let's
majority.
take some of these folks are saying, "Oh, thank you, Eugene Williams Jr." He says this needs to be a weekly IG feature. All right now.
All right, brother.
Look, somebody says Leroy was my cousin. He works for the government now. Eugene agrees. He says every person who's currently in jail for weed needs to be retroactively released. Well, hey,
Absolutely.
listen, guys, there's going to be a lot going on tomorrow.
Oh
Tomorrow,
man,
remember, is 420, and at
420.
420 in the afternoon, we're going to be going with, I guess we're going to say we're going viral with our show that we had to
Yeah.
cancel in person because of the coronavirus. But thanks to Charlie Stetler and
Hey, look.
Linda Stetler and
Charlie and Linda Stetler are certainly just
amazing.
just pioneers in just entertainment. But when it comes to, even going back to Yo MTV Raps, where these two have just touched the lives of all of the hip hop legends, that we came up into the soundtracks to our lives, but beyond that, just the way that they recreated their brand. I'm so happy to be a part of anything that Charlie and Linda are doing. They're just class act human beings that really know what they're doing. And I just hope everybody really tunes in, because we put together a great group. They have put together a great group of comedians, just, legends, much love and shout out to my boy Talent from NYC and all of it was just a honor working. They had such a rich group of talented and hilarious comedians from all across the country that people really do need to, even if you don't smoke weed, you need to definitely, you got to tune in tomorrow, man. It's going to be quite fun, Rolonda.
Yeah, I am so honored, and I thank Charlie and Linda and Talent and all you guys who allowed me to take stage with you. I was probably the oldest person on the stage.
You always been funny though, bro.
Weed.
Some people be trying. You have done it all. I remember back in the day when your show, you had a hit show. Your personality was always infectious and genuine. You've always been so bright but yet so kind. Ask tough questions. Though the fact that when I saw you on the set of the Blackskins, which was a TV show that you and I did, and we shot the pilot for right when Blackish was coming out.
Wait a minute, what? Why did that, y'all? We did a pilot, and George was he was pumping up that script. It was so good. It was Richard Gant, Michael Collier.
We had Marla Gibbs. Marla Gibbs. We had Bill Duke as the director. I was associate producer and the head writer for the African Americans. We had such.
It was about two families, y'all.
We had two families,
a Mexican family and a black family.
Yeah. So
my child, a black boy, married a Mexican girl, and my husband Richard Gant and I weren't crazy about that.
No, not at all. It's, the thing about it, and the great thing about our industry and projects, that, a great project, I believe, has no expiration date. I don't know how it fell apart, and don't know that it totally has, but, I know it was an incredible idea with a fantastic cast and well written, not just because I was one of the writers, just because it was a phenomenal idea. So hopefully, how things go in our business and in Hollywood. Sometimes, it takes 10 years for something to become an overnight success,
But here's the thing, George, we didn't have as many outlets and a need for content then that we have now. So there is an opportunity. And also what you say, you keep your relationships good.
That's what you do, and Deshaun Ragland, Ragland Production and his partner Sharice. I don't know where they are or where they are in the process, but they were really good people, and sometimes, it's strange things happen in this business, but the Blexicans certainly was something that I hope reappears. You did a phenomenal job in it. People really need to see, the hard work and something that happens every day, and we can totally identifiable. So hopefully that project will come back around.
Yeah, I think I played the first lady of the funeral home, actually. Well, I tell you, but working with you, Richard Gant, Michael Collier, it's just amazing. That's part of the joy of it also. Listen, absolutely. I know you can go anytime you want, because I know you have things to do.
Hey, listen, It's cool, but I'm so glad to talk to you. I want people to follow me on my Instagram. It's the Stress Reliever. You know, coming up in Chicago on the South Side, myself, Bernie Mac, Adele Gibbons, Cheryl Underwood, Ali Leroy. You know, we all came up, you know, cut from a certain cloth. Rolonda, you know about that. You're doing the stand up when you had to go on stage in front of people. So I want people to stay encouraged. Know the comedians are going to be there for you. The stress relief is always going to be there for you as comedians. You're right, Rolonda. It is our responsibility to a certain degree. I think God gave us the gift to do that, to be selfless when it comes to our comedy and making people laugh at times when it's really not a lot of stuff to laugh about, you know. So I really hope that people understand that from the Chicago comedians, from the old school cats like me, representing the new comedians and the up and coming comics. The newbies, but not even newbies, because you got cats like Damon Williams and Deion Cole and Corey Holcomb and D. Ray Davis and all of those cats, you know, Lil Rel, they came up. We're a close-knit community of comedians. And I've got a TV show that I'm working on with Ricky Hughes out in California. And we shot the pilot for the end of last year. So I'll be showcasing all of those Chicago talents and all those Chicago comedians. So we're going to have a whole lot for you all to when we safely re-enter this, you know, this society, we'll come back with a clearer head, a bigger desire to laugh, and a more cautious way of being protective and protecting each other as a society. So keep staying at home. Let's keep making sure that we flatten the curve on this terrible disease. No, we want to be outside. We know we want to do those things that we're used to doing. But we got to be responsible and help each other. So follow me at the Stress Reliever, and I love you. We're going to get back on the set of something real soon.
I know. Please keep me in mind when you start pulling things together. Please. I tell you. I'm sorry, go on.
Now, y'all listen to me on the Rick and Sasha morning show. Y'all make sure you listen to me every morning on the Rick and Sasha morning show. This show is incredible. We're the fastest rising show. Hey, Rolonda, let me tell you something. It's off the chain. We got a lot of stuff that's happening. I work with a great group of people. Rick Party from Chicago and Sasha the Diva. It's a hell of a show that I joined the first of this year. You all tune in to us. Make sure you follow us on the Rick and Sasha show, because that is going to be the next show.
It really is. I believe that. I believe it. I just heard your interview with Adele. Which was fantastic. You have great chemistry. Your voice is amazing on the radio.
Thank you.
You got that.
Thank you. Adele is my sister from Chicago. Adele Gibbons from Chicago.
Her.
And I'm doing a feature called Comedians in Quarantine that you can hear every Monday and Friday on the Rick and Sasha show. And I'm talking to all of my comedians that are in quarantine. It's like I've talked to George Wallace, Deion Cole. I've got Tony Roberts, Adele Gibbons. I'm going to, talk to all of my friends, and we'll keep each other laughing, keep each other inspired, and keep each other doing just what you're doing. Keep each other uplifted, because we're going to get out on this.
Are you finding a lot of funny in Corona?
Well, not in Corona, but just in the things that happen. You find out a lot of things about yourself, about your family. Luckily for me, I've got a woman that is 20 years younger than me. My man, I got a 5-year-old son, so they keep me very, very young and spry, and all kind of fun stuff happen. My woman, she's fun because she's a little bit, she's a little bit younger, so I've always been spicy and doing it. She's been under the desk the whole interview. She out there, hey, baby, come up. We just do fun stuff. No, I'm having a good time in life. I'm gonna be honest. I couldn't be more happy. I'm on a great radio show. I got television shows coming. My comedy is on point. So once the world open back up, we're gonna hit.
We got it. We got it. Well, honey, listen. I'll see you on Facebook for our show, our Yo Cannabis show tomorrow at 4:20 on 420. And we're also asking for a little bitty donation, just $4.20.
$4.20. That's all we're asking. $4.20, and all that will be donated to the CDC Emergency Response Fund, and they will be matching it. So the more that we can give and to help, the more obviously that we can get closer to us getting out to living life in a regular way again.
Now that's Facebook that's matching every 420. Is that right?
Yes, I believe that's right. That's Facebook
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
gonna match every donation of $4.20 will be matched by Facebook.
That's wonderful. I'm so excited to be part of something so good. You
Thank
guys
you.
have
Me
got to
too.
learn it. Yeah. But remember this, that during this whole crisis, folks, that you turn to entertainers a lot. And a lot of the entertainers, I mean, really support your entertainers, your comedians, all the musicians that did the global concert yesterday. I mean, it's been an amazing pull together of artists trying to help heal the world, along with
Absolutely.
everybody else doing their part. But we are
Absolutely.
really at this call to duty to bring joy into the
We
world, no
do.
matter what. Joy
That's
comes in
right.
the morning. Joy
That's
comes in
right.
the morning. I love you, the stress
I love you
reliever.
back.
At the stress reliever. Give
At the
your
stress
family
of
my
it.
love. Y'all stay safe. Put your
Thank you.
mask back on and go back and have fun.
Thank you, sweetheart. Take it
Thank
easy.
you,
Love you.
George.
Okay,
I'll
bye
see
bye.
you tomorrow.
Okay, you got it.
On stage, on
All
by
right.
on, wine on. See you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Wasn't that great? I love that George. He is funny. Y'all need to go and check out his IG and believer here. And because I know he's got to go do his show and stuff. But really, check out his IG and him playing around with his kids and his lady and having fun and see what they're doing all back there. So once again, y'all, Yo Cannabis. Yo Cannabis, that's the name of our comedy show. Some really top comedians. And that's going to be tomorrow from the comfort of your own home. So you can hashtag stay home. So you can hashtag together at home. And you can hashtag, I'm going to tell you some other hashtags you can do for us. Yo Cannabis. I'm going to give you some more hashtags, which you will see on every form of social media. But tune in. I'm going to put it up on all of my pages and things, but it's going to be DJ Scribble. So go to facebook.com/DJ Scribble, and that's SKRIBBLE. And like I said, your $4.20 is going to go and help the emergency response fund. This is so exciting to not only celebrate cannabis, but to do something wonderful. And I just am really excited about that. That was George Wilburn. I'm so excited. He's going to be one of the folks, and we want to thank Talent and Charlie and Linda Stetler for pulling this together, because the show will go on. We didn't let any little piddly virus stop us comedians. We're going to come on to you anyway. And there is some funny shit on this show. Y'all got to tune in. All right, let me say hello to some folks. Hey, Eat Ed Cool Breeze. Monica Reynolds says hello. Hey, wave everybody. Let me wave back at you. So glad you guys came in. Mark, good to see you. Chronicles, good to see you. Man's World. Is it really a man's world? You and James Brown, I tell you. New Mix Music, Zach Dove. Gina, I'm glad you got a good laugh out of something that was going on. Big Willie, I'm glad you joined Big Willie. That sounds like a great character in a book. Big Willie. I like that. Miss Scott. Good. Miss Scott. M. Scott. Okay, good to see you. Dr. Dre Jones. BJ Cinco. And Garfield. And Ken and a bunch of people. So I'm so glad you joined, and I want to thank you so much. Before I say goodbye, because I ain't going to keep you here all day, I just want to also remind you, please check out my podcast. There's some fun stuff over there. I'm talking about dating under the coronavirus pandemic. You know that the dating sites have gone up and the sex toy industry is through the roof. And Zoom rooms have become, well, more like who's Zooming who rooms. You know you doing more touching of yourself and things and calling people talking nasty more than you ever have. Well, I talked to some folks about how they're handling all of this quarantine dating situation, and there's some fun stories. Virtual dating. One guy was catfish, so he's got some warnings. It's a great show, and it's a lot of fun, and it's funny. So that was the last show. Also, I'm celebrating our heroes. I speak with a nurse who is going through all the tough things that our healthcare workers are facing right now, our healthcare heroes. She's a mom, and she goes on the front line, and she has one thing she asked me to remind you. She wants to kiss her baby again, too. She's been quarantined. So, you know, people are going to have to teach their kids how to hug all over again. It's just really devastating. I also speak with a doctor about why the Black community is the hardest hit during this coronavirus pandemic. That is a podcast I'm editing today. So really check my social media because that's going to come out. I speak with this wonderful doctor from Kaiser Permanente. He's a cardiologist interventionalist. I'm like, what the heck? Anyway, he does 5,000 cases a year. But anyway, he talks about why the Black community has been so hard hit and addresses the tough question, is it our fault? So check that out. Also, if you're looking for some money, I talked with attorney Sarah Azari about how you can, you know, go through all these government programs, what government programs might be good for you, small business loans and the rest. I speak with Dr. Lynn Richardson. Oh, she's such a little pit bull. I love her. Business pit bull, that's what I call her. But she does a whole podcast with me about how to start a home-based business. I'm really big on this could be a chance of reinvention, y'all. A year ago today, almost, I launched the Rolonda's Reinvention webinar where we were doing free webinars, and I was talking with people about how to reinvent your life, you know, because change happens. Who knew that a year later, some of that information would be really handy right now? So go and check out that podcast. There's a lot of stuff there to help you, keep you entertained during this tough time. Take me to bed with you. Take me on that dog walk with you. Take me with you as you work out, but keep yourself at home and be safe if you do have to go out. But take me with you, and I'll keep you company and entertained, and I've got some really great guests. Hey, Bill Cosby is not guilty. Okay, I like that name. Influential Life joined. Monavia joined. Thank you guys so much for joining. You can go back and watch this from the very beginning. George Wilburn was fantastic. He is the stress reliever. We hope you'll watch our Yo Cannabis show tomorrow on Facebook/DJ Scribble, SKRIBBLE. I'll, of course, have all the information up at Rolonda Watts on every form of social media. You know how it goes. LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, IG. I'm even on TikTok. Yep, I'm on TikTok. So thank you so much for spending this time with me. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Sunday. Check back on my pages, and I'll keep you abreast of what's coming up. And I usually end all of my things by saying, now go out there and do something good. Got to change that too. So you stay put, stay home, and still do something good. Have a great Sunday.